Okay, guys, we're back. So Kevin, what would you say are like your impressions of 2015 in regards to like your favorite like musical memory?
Um, well, I mean, I guess there isn't just one. I'll say that. Like the Kendrick one that I highlighted earlier, like obviously left a mark on me.
Right.
Um, but then there's also um, something that completely surprised me was when we saw the Alabama Shakes. Like I'm only really a casual listener
Right.
of their music, but when when I saw them on that same stage right before Kendrick, uh, you know, Brittany, that's her name, right? The vocalist.
Yeah, I think so.
Her, I guess, emotion, like emotiveness. Uh, I don't know. I couldn't help but be moved by that,
Right.
and so I was like literally on the verge of tears for almost their entire set,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I had really not listened to their music that much.
Right. As
Uh,
you mentioned like before, but was like I know you and I we went to uh uh Beach House in
mm-hmm.
Minneapolis. Like
Yeah.
was that
Y-
also one of your
yeah. Um, well, I guess it surprised me a little bit too. Not that it was moving or anything, but it was like a little bit more raw than I expected to or expected it to be. Not that the crowd was like moving or
Oh, that's
anything.
right. I forgot about that.
The crowd is very still at that type of
Yeah.
show, but yeah, I mean visually it was very I guess it left a big impression on me.
Right.
Just really saturated colors and like
Mhm.
stars and a bunch of other stuff. And then, um, yeah, and then when they played Myth, which I think was the song right before the encore,
Mhm.
uh, that really just like filled me with uh, ecstasy and like energy that I like couldn't help but like be reaching and just
Right.
like,
Right.
yeah, especially at the end where it's like the little piano part that's at the beginning
Right.
and her hands are moving like crazy because I mean I always thought it was just like
Notes.
yeah, notes, the keyboard or her just fingers, individual fingers, but it's her hands and it looks crazy to see live. So
Right.
I mean if you're gonna see Beach House just to see Myth, I recommend that. um,
And we saw them coming on the heels of the release of Depression Cherry,
mm-hmm,
which I loved quite a bit. Because I love Bloom so much.
mm-hmm.
I was really interested in seeing what they were doing. And right after we saw them, they surprised everyone
Yeah,
and dropped.
yeah, thank your lucky stars.
Yeah, which I liked, but I had more of an emotional connection with Depression Cherry, which was like this like extremely beautiful record.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like kind of surprised by your choice. So you should tell them like what you choose, like what you chose and why you chose it.
Yeah,
Because I had so many different cuts on that album that I loved. I had Beyond Love,
Wildflower,
PPP, yeah, Wildflower,
PPB, yeah.
and Space Song. Space Song was like one of my favorite songs of
Yeah, I
all of
mean,
2015.
I would say that, yeah, Wildflowers, Beyond Love, and PPP and then the song I picked, Levitation, are
Mhm.
tied for my favorite songs on that album. And there's only 7 songs on that album, or is there 9?
There's 9.
Okay, I don't know why I thought 7
Yeah,
for
I
a
don't
second.
know.
It's like, oh, but yeah, I mean, but Levitation again, I guess like Wesley's Theory, coming off the heels of Bloom, which is like a really, really moving record. Um, I guess you always get a little bit nervous when a band you really like is going to put out new music because
Right,
you don't
right.
know what you're going to expect or what to expect. And I really, I liked it when I heard her voice at the beginning when she's like you and me, but then I don't know, it's just like this slow wave
Yeah,
that you're
yeah.
riding, and then at the end or like toward the end, there's a point where they're singing or she's singing. There's a place I like to take you, just over and over,
Right, right.
and there's a point where I feel like it breaks through and becomes like extra rich, and like that's
That's
the
right.
point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a point where like I just really got I was like, I completely bought in to
Right,
that
right.
album because I was listening to it on headphones like middle of the night for the first time, and just nothing to distract me, just like on the couch with my eyes closed, kind of.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, it just completely took me over at that point. And so, um, in the same way that I guess Wesley's Theory was undeniable to me, that album became undeniable to me from the beginning.
Right.
I guess that's what's like, um, when it leaves its mark so early, like I don't know what else to do, but like just completely buy in.
Right.
And
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like one of the most important aspects of like any record is like the beginning track and the closing. I always look for that,
right,
and I always like really judge an album by their opening and closing songs because it's like when
how
you
do
see
you
them,
complete the whole thing?
right? Yeah, that's like when you see a band live, like it's like their opener is super important, and their
Right, which
closer
they
better
opened
be,
with Levitation, and I was really hoping they would because
Yeah.
it is kind of a perfect opener.
right? Yeah,
Um,
yeah, because it's a slow build into this like
right.
catharsis, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, man, look, we'll show you guys the song then.
Yeah.
So Levitation by Beach House.
All right.
All right.